Hello everyone, in this video I'm going to talk about internal analysis. We will start with the analysis of the strengths and weaknesses of the company. The first thing we need to think about is what the criteria are if we want to assess the strengths and weaknesses of a company. When we talk about competitive advantage, we must keep in mind that it's a relative term. When you talk about competitive advantage, you compare what you have against what the competitors have. You may have a qualification that is very useful, very helpful. However, if all the competitors have exactly the same thing, you're not going to have competitive advantage. So we need to keep in mind that competitive advantage is a relative term. You could have something useful, but it's not going to generate a competitive advantage. And there are 4 criteria that we use to identify if a resource or capability creates competitive advantage or not. The first criteria is whether the resource or capability is valuable. A company may have a lot of resources and capabilities. Not every resource and capability is helpful in generating competitive advantage. So the resource and capability must be valuable for customers. It is valuable in making your company competitive. If a resource or capability does not help creating competitive advantage, it may not be a relevant resource or capability in terms of competition. Let's think about this scenario. An individual tries to get an accounting job. This individual has certificate in music. Does this certificate really help this person in terms of applying for an accounting job? Maybe not. Even a good, useful qualification may not be relevant for creating competitive advantage. A resource and capability also needs to be rare. Rare basically means not everybody has it. A company could have some resources that are very useful. However, if all the other companies have exactly the same thing, the resources the company has are not rare and they do not create competitive advantage. Again, if an individual tries to get an accounting job and this individual has a certificate in accounting, this might be useful for the accounting company. However, if every other candidate has exactly the same qualification, then this certificate does not create competitive advantage for this particular individual. The third criteria is non-imitable. A company could have some resources and capabilities that are unique for the moment. However, if this resource or capability can be easily developed by other competitors, then this particular resource or capability cannot give this company a sustainable competitive advantage. Even if this resource and capability creates a temporary competitive advantage, in a while the competitors will all be able to develop the same capability or acquire the same resources. That will offset the competitive advantage of this company based upon this resource or capability. The last criteria is whether this resource and capability can be well organized by the company to generate a competitive advantage. A company could have a good resource that is valuable, that is rare, and that is non-imitable. However, if the company cannot make good use of it, the company is not going to generate a competitive advantage out of it. So altogether, we have this VRIO model. V represents valuable, R represents rare, I represents non-imitable, and O represents well organized. The resources and capabilities of these characteristics can be considered as core competence. We often hear people talking about core competence of a company, and the VRIO model is a good framework to assess the core competence of a company.